Welcome back to the show that's welcoming Wayne Carey back to the footy as Peter Wright returns on Anzac Day. Welcome back to the show that would have taken Richard Tamling before Buddy, and having a look at their careers side by side, Jev, we stand by it. Welcome back to the show that still can't believe the umpires missed the in-the-back free kick after Tex rode Sam Draper like a boogie board on the weekend. Finally, welcome back to the show that tries to turn $10 into $100K betting on the AFL. This week, Jev, it is round 7. Welcome, Tubbs.
Oh, great introduction as always, Lou.
Good to be here.
Lou, what is the difference between bowls and jugs?
Tell me.
I didn't eat cereal out of your mum's bowls last night. Oh, fuck. Sorry. How are you, Lou? How are you?
Have we heard that one before?
Probably not. Probably.
I
don't know.
I'm good, Jev. It must be said, round 6 result, 19 out of 24.
Oh, we were so fucking close. Like, unbelievably close.
An absolute masterclass, really.
Yes, it really was.
I was going through good legs, bad legs, and obviously had a lot of good legs, not many stiff legs. And I thought, geez, Jev must have had a bit of an average week, but you didn't either.
Nah, so
stiff legs.
Bad legs. I had Cam Rayner for 15. He had 14 in the wet, so one possession.
That's so stiff.
Jeremy Cameron for 2. Didn't kick any.
Yeah, what the hell?
Take Jeremy Cameron for 2.
For sure, 100%.
Every day of the week.
Yep,
stiff leg.
Yep.
And what did I say last week about James Sicily? If you don't come back with a green tick, you can just go buy some fucking tampons and fuck off. He only had 19 and I needed him for 20. Geez, my DMs and the pyramid comments have gone quiet about James Sicily, haven't they? It's almost like I was right from round 0.
I hope they're watching those blokes because I reckon 2 weeks ago, Jev, after Sicily had a pretty down month, probably the quietest month of his career, it'd have to be said. I went back and I liked every one of those comments just to know that we're catching receipts. So I was the same. I only had 3 stiff legs. Obviously, Das had some influence last week, but easier. Tom Stewart, 20. He was subbed out with 10. So that's just a void. Ethan Reid, anytime the unicorn just didn't need him. It was just one of those days in Sydney. And then Edwin, I forget his middle name, Edwin Ford subbed. So he kicked. We had him for any time 15-1 club. He kicked the first at 19-1, but then didn't get his 15.
Got subbed off.
That's okay.
Yeah, he was just stiff to get subbed off.
That's right, and that's not on us. So you have to, as I said, 9 out of 24, 79%. It's a fucking great effort. Your good legs. There's going to be a lot of them.
So I had Bobby Hill anytime. Sam Walsh, 25, was one of Darce's legs. Elliot Yeo, 20. Caleb Sarong, 25. Heaney, 25. Blakey, 20. Errol Gould, 25, was one of Darce's legs. Logan for 2. Logan McDonald for 2. Jack Ginnivan for 2. And Marby Chol for 2. It was another one of Darce's legs that I said. That is, how many legs is that? 1, 2. That's nearly 10 winning legs.
That's awesome. I was pretty much the same. I had Todd Marshall for 1. He kicked 2. Charlie Kernow. How good is Charlie Kernow? He for 2. He kicked 3. Brad Close, the professional forward. I've gone ahead and said it. I said he was working towards. He is a genuine professional forward. Brad Close in the long sleeves for 1. The under, Jev, the Westcoast, the Derby, Derby 68. Wasn't this just some wizardry? 178.5 was the teased under. So I think the actual the score itself, I brought it down a lot, but I think it was.
It's like 163, I think.
Yeah, about that. And I
went over that.
178.5 and it hit to 173. So that's just really good betting, that is, Jev. Jed Walter, just glutes. Just got through on the glutes just for any time.
You see he snagged too. It was a nice snag.
Unbelievable. He's big. Matt Rao for 20. Ben King for 2. Eddie Landchops for 4. Oh, anytime. He kicked the first, as we said. And my man, Paul Curtis, spoke about how lively he is. He's so quick and elusive. He kicked 3 in that disappointment last week against the Hawks. So,
geez, they were bad.
It's
legit. So, Tom Stewart gets subbed off concussion. That's a void leg.
Yep.
Ethan Reid and Eddie Ford, they get subbed off. They had their chance. So Ethan Reid had his chance to kick his goal, but he still got subbed off after halftime. So that is stiff.
Yep.
And Eddie Ford got subbed off with 5 touches. He had his chance to get 15, but didn't get there. So they are X's.
For sure.
But we were legit 1 James Sicily touch, 1 Cam Rayner touch, and 2 Jeremy Cameron goals from 100K.
And I mean, I don't know if we looked at the weather, but if we knew it was raining,
if I knew it was raining like that, I wouldn't have had Jez for 2 in there.
Again, it's all learning. We've got the Bible, we've got Freo, the contested, we've got Norwood, the shoebox. So we're learning here, Jev. It's good. Speaking of some good legs, Jev, we didn't really speak about this on the pod last week, but you sort of had a look at the legs, and obviously we start skinny traditionally, and then we sort of widen out as we go because we just want to be alive on that Bachelor's 440 game. That's all we want for a chance to turn 10 into 100K. You sort of wanted to go the opposite, which we're scared to do. You started something $1 million K sports last week, Jev.
Loved the Collingwood Port Adelaide game and the GWS Carlton game. I thought there was just gold everywhere. So I put the 100K multi on the personals, but I added a few legs from Collingwood Port. And for $10, I won $1 million. I had a $999,999 bet slip in my account. So in the first game, I had Todd Marshall anytime, Bobby Hill anytime, Dacos 25, Butters 25, Josh Dacos 20, Rosie 20. ticks.
It's unbelievable.
So that was 6 legs, $4.15 second round ticks.
Yep.
Then it was Sam Walsh 25, Kerno 2, Tom Green 25, Whitfield 25, Cripps 20, Hogan 2, Cadman 1. All ticks. 7 legs, $4.49. So I was alive for my $1 million multi going into the Saturday night game, and then it was the same thing. Jeremy Cameron 2, Cam Rayner 15, Ethan Reid 1, and Eddie Ford and James Sicily.
Can we take viewers behind the curtain a little bit? Every leg in those first 2 games you brought up in the meeting pre-show.
Yeah.
And we were scared, not scared, but as I said, we start thin. It just goes to show that if they were all in, imagine what legs we wouldn't have had to have in later on.
So me and Das had a chat about this. When it starts with good games, with good teams like that, we're going back to we're taking some honesty out of it. And if it's 6 legs in the first game, if they're good legs, they're going in.
I love
and
it.
He's back next week. We can't wait to have him back. And I think there's some good games next week. Back to 7 games because there's no Anzac Day early games. It'll be back to 7 games. And if they're honest games, we're taking legs.
He's pent up like an otter on heat, that bloke.
He's ready to go.
Ready to go. Looking forward to having you back. He'll be back next week in the host chair. Jev, I've got some exciting news. Jev, it's pie night. So you've wrapped up footy training on a Friday night in the under-14s. The gentle hum you can hear of that 20-year-old pie warmer that used to heat snag rolls, chicken schnitzels, and the senior captain's jocks. There's Fanta, there's Sprite, there's LA Ice because the footy club shirked the price of Coca-Cola. Malcolm and Rojas are sleeping over tonight. So Big Brother Up Late is a certainty to be snuck on the back TV as we tuck one out. You'll be up at 9 the next morning. Super Simpsons Saturday, and then you'll watch every episode again, Fox 8+2. Jev, it is the most delicious segment in sports. It's Premiership Pie.
Oh, what an introduction, Lou. Thanks so much. I'm going to give you the Premiership Pie. Funny you talk about the old pie. I just want to quickly go. At our old local footy club, Parkdale Vultures, we used to have I don't know if anyone on Thursday night dinners has steamed dimmies, or you might get your schnitter and chips and you might be able to get something on the side.
It's a staple.
We used to have a steamed dimmy machine, and in the old club rooms, the dimmy machine was that old. If you plugged it in, it tripped everything, and the grounds lights and everything went out just from plugging the dimmy machine in. That's how hot it was. So that was hilarious. But anyway.
And also there used to be dimmies that got avoided for fortnights, and you'd see the same dimmy.
I saw that dimmy 3 weeks ago, just in the steamer for the week.
Send in your best Thursday night meal.
If you've got any good local footy legend stories like that, it's fucking funny. Anyway, Premiership Pie.
Big
so
final.
This is the percentage of what teams are a chance to win the Premiership or are going to win the Premiership. So 0%. Not even on
Done.
the pie. North Melbourne, Hawthorn, Richmond, Adelaide, West Coast, Gold Coast, Fremantle, and the St Kilda Saints.
Yep.
These teams can't and won't win the AFL Premiership this year.
Yep, that's fair.
0%.
Yep.
Next, 3%. Brisbane, Essendon, Western Bulldogs, and Port Adelaide.
3%.
Brisbane is 0-3 at the Gabba this year and can basically kiss a top 4 finish goodbye. And we know they can't win the flag without home field advantage.
Sure.
If it's not going through the Gabba at prelim final, they aren't winning the flag. They've lost more games at the Gabba this year than 3 previous years combined. And we're up to round 6.
It's an incredible stat.
I like what I see from Essendon, but they haven't won a final in 7,500 days. So there's very little chance they can win the flag. Yep. Baby steps for the Bombers. Let's make the 8 and win a final first. Then we can start talking about prelim weekend. Then we can start talking about flags.
They're probably happy with 3%.
And they should be. And the Dogs, they've got talent all over the park, but they're an absolute roller coaster. I question their ability to beat the best of the best.
Yep, fair enough.
Can you see them grand final day? I can't. I give them 3% chance. And then Port Adelaide all but ruled themselves out of the premiership contention on the weekend. Because once again, they showed they can't win big games on the road against good sides. Does anyone trust them to rock up to the G, prelim weekend or grand final day and win? I do not trust them to win. They've gone out straight sets, I think 2 years in a row or 2 of the last 3 years. They just don't win big games against big sides. Yep. And I'm putting them at 3%.
That's fair enough.
Next, 10%. Collingwood and Melbourne. Are the Pies back? I'm going to be a little slower on the bandwagon than everyone else.
Like it.
It's bloody hard to go back to back. They've already got a lot of losses. They've already lost a lot of games, as many as they lost last year. Yes, they will finish strong. I'm just going to be slower on them than the rest. And then Melbourne, they're bloody good, but their forward line worries me against the best of the best. Yep. They'll stack wins, but when it comes to winning the flag, there's something about them I don't trust. And they're a Gorn injury away from nearly ruling them out of the premiership.
Interesting there, 5th and 6th favourite, 8 and 850. Interesting.
So that leaves 68% remaining. Wow. I'm going to give 16% to Carlton, the Swans, and GWS. They've all They've all started the season borderline perfect, all 5-1, and both the Swans and the Blues learnt straight away from their one loss and corrected it immediately with a win.
Love it.
And GWS were handed their first loss on the weekend with their best player, or arguably their best player, out of the side, and get the chance to learn from it this weekend. They're stacking wins at the right time of the year. All those teams we will expect to see prelim final weekend.
Sure.
And finally, 20% goes to the Geelong Cats. You could not ask for a better start to the season for an old dog team. They're 6-0 with the best run home imaginable. They travel out of Melbourne twice in the last 10 weeks. Once to Perth to date Harley Reid, and once to Tassie to play North. They've afforded the luxury to leave Hawkins, Danger, and maybe a couple more just at home for that game. Leave them on the farm for that game. Danger can go fishing. They've got 4 games at GMHBA where they never lose. 2 at the G and 2 at the Igloo Marvel Stadium. The stars are aligned for the Cats to have a real premiership tilt again.
I fucking love that.
So that is my edition of Premiership Pie.
So I've got it here. Let's have a look at it matches up. It does pretty much, Jev. So GWS are the favourite at $5.50. Geelong at $6.50. Sydney at $6.50. Carlton at $7. And as I said, Collingwood at $8. Melbourne at $8.50. So
GWS probably deserved to be the favourite, but they were like a Sam Taylor injury away. It's similar to the Blues. Like me and Dar spoke about in the roast. You got the 5 superstars who be superstars, but you lose one of them, you get a little worried about premiership.
Sure.
Similar with GWS, like it's Toby Green, Tom Green, Sam Taylor, and then they've got like Whitfield Kelly. They've got good players everywhere. But Sam Taylor goes down, they lose the first game, he doesn't play for the year. So you just want, and then Kieran Briggs, their ruckman. I don't know if he's going to be able to go the whole season. They were talking about it a bit today on the radio. Like he will slow down. He looks like he needs to freshen up. So the Cats are they're perfectly aligned. I would have Geelong Premiership favourites with GWS, Carlton and Swans basically even after that.
And is there anything better than, say, that top 5 or 6 favourites playing each other? We've got one this weekend. Carlton, Geelong, Saturday Arvo. It's going to be fucking awesome.
So we know I like to think Carlton are a bit kissed on the dick. I think they get a little bit of run from the umpires. Of course, Tom Stewart's missing this weekend with the concussion against the Blues. Gives me the shits, but I can't wait to see that game because it's just 2 good sides going at it.
It helps Charlie here now. I love that segment, Jev. Well done. We'll check in with that. And Darce will be back next week with stock market, so that ties into that perfectly. But he spoke about Geelong. 3 weeks ago, Darce said they're at 13-1. If they win the next 3, they'll be into the second favourite. He was fucking dead on. GWS at $5.50, Geelong at $6.50. It's an unbelievable stock market.
And remember on that pod, we said Bont Brownlow, Hogan Coleman, Geelong Premiership.
Yes.
We got 1,000-1.
Yep.
And we bet it on the show. If you were to bet that now, you get 250-1.
So it's gone down by 75%.
Basically.
That's really good betting. I mean, Bont's going to struggle to...
Well, he's been kicking goals.
Yeah.
So he kicked 3 on the weekend. He probably won't get the 3 but he's been like consistently kicking goals and being around there.
Yep.
They just need to win a bit more.
Win games, which they don't, and we've seen in the past.
But he's such a gun. I would not rule him out. He'll only get better as the season goes on.
Couldn't agree more. And I mean, I say he had a down year. We had comments on the pyramid that Bont needs to be higher.
Yeah.
He was on second tier. So it's all there. Let's fucking get into this because this is one hell of a fucking multi. And we had a great crack last week. It's going to take a masterstroke with, I think, 1 less game this week. So let's have a crack. North Melbourne versus Adelaide, Saturday afternoon kicks us off.
So, Morgs, before we get into the multi, I've done the North Melbourne fans a solid.
Okay,
I've done some research, Morgs, and I figured out when North Melbourne are next winning a final.
Yeah, sure.
I'll do it. I'll figure out when they're going to win a final just for a bit of hope. So in 2015, the Carlton Blues in the draft selected Jacob Wiedering pick 1, Harry Mackay pick 10, and Charlie Curnow pick 12. Hell of a draft. We all know they're superstars of the competition now, but it took years and years of developing them, putting games into them and going through the good and the bad and the ugly bits and the hard bits as they grew. And from that key position draft, mainly the key back in Wiedering, they won their first final in 2023 with those guys. So 7 years of developing and over 100 games for them to start talking prelims and finals and flags. So when North Melbourne finish last again this year, as long as they draft the best key defender in the draft and he develops anywhere near as good as Jacob Wiedering, then they will win their next final in the year 2031, maybe.
That's 7 years.
7 years. And I will make a bet with any North Melbourne supporter. DM me, whatever you want. Money, shave your head bet, get a tattoo bet, whatever you want. DM, it's got to be this year, you got to DM, that they will not win a final in the 2020s. It won't be till 2030 they will win their first final. So feel free to DM me and have a little wager because not happening.
That's really nice of you, Jeff.
And no worries. Just thank me later. Kanga. All right, let's get into the multi. So No legs from you and me. Darce sent in a leg. We're missing him. We got Darce for a leg. So Tex Walker, 2 goals at $1.27. North's defense has more cracks in it than a day 5 pitch at the Wacker. They are literally giving up 20 goals a game. Someone has to kick them, so why not the big Texan? He's kicked 15 goals in the last 4 games against North Melbourne, not to mention the last time he played at Blundstone Arena, he kicked 6. Lock this in for Tex 2, not 6, but he might kick 6.
Yeah, back in for 6, but just for 2 in the multi. I wanted to be up front, Jev, with the loyals, and because as I speak about it a lot of times, we go thin early and then we widen out. I've left out Paul Curtis, and I know it might be hard to believe for some people because of the form he's in, but you said to me, how will I feel if Paul Curtis costs us the chance at $10 into 100K? And I showed you a little bit, and that's not what it's about. It should be about the numbers, but we just can't. So we've left Paul Curtis out. I had him anytime last week in the Bachelor's game, and he kicked 3.
Yeah, so as we said, guys like Paul Curtis, matey Lamb Chops, probably more Sunday guys.
Yeah.
And that's first game Saturday, relying 100 grand on Paul Curtis. Yeah. We'll leave that up to the All-Australians. The Coleman medal winners like Tex Walker.
Yeah, and as I said to you in the pre-game meeting, I think that next year we can have him in confidently as he'll be All-Australian.
Of course.
Saturday Arvo, Jev, I'm so excited. We spoke about this in Premiership Pie. Geelong versus Carlton at the G, 4:35. This is awesome.
This is fucking awesome. So give me Jeremy Cameron 15 at $1.30.
Yeah, that's great.
I dead set thought he cost us $100,000 last week. I took him for 2 without looking at Brisbane's weather. Fuck, I was nervous. I thought it was him. But he's been getting up and down the ground so much more. He's a bloody workhorse.
Yep.
Last year against Carlton Morgs, he had 25 touches and kicked 6.
I remember it well.
He's had 15 5v6 games this year. He's a star. He'll be getting up the ground. He gets the ball in the G. So give me Jeremy Cameron for $15, $1.30.
Yep.
Lou.
So I've had a go this year. I've backed athleticism. I have backed glute size.
Yep.
I'm backing courage. This bloke was so courageous to even get up last week, Jev, against GWS.
It's got to be like Jack Silvani or something.
Yeah, something courageous. Matt Towies from Carlton. Could you believe that he got up last week against GWS after that? You've got some sources at Melbourne, and you often reference those, and we've never name dropped, but I've got some sources at Carlton, Jev. I spoke to them during the week, and they reckon that after the Adelaide game, Matty always was walking around with a red vest on because the coaches activated the stub.
Stubs to shoot.
Can you believe that? Symbols, please. We call him the selfish prick. He just loves a fucking goal.
Loves
it more than anyone. He turns his back on Charlie Kerner, turns his back on Harry McKay. He'd turn his back on Tony Lockett if he could. He fucking would. He loves a snag. He could have kicked so many more goals too. He's 100% his last 5. 1, 1, 3, 2. There could be more 2s there, but he just has every meal at Stubway. Yeah. So he's a little bit slow and doughy. But geez, this guy's good. $1.50. Watch this bloke. Watch how selfish he is. He could have had 2 when he stubbed his toe. His foot was in the Medone Club car park. It was that deep. So he still kicked the 1. He shinned it that night, but $1.50. Thanks for the odds, idiots. I reckon that's fucking awesome.
I can't believe we're getting $1.50 for Owies to kick 1. He kicks 1 every single week.
It's
as good as these odds. Brad Close anytime at $1.48. I cannot believe I'm getting $1.48 for something that is 100% its last 5, 90% its last 10. Everyone that watches Geelong knows how good Brad Close really is and how reliable he is. He will kick a snag. $1.48. Just gobble that up in your multi. Lou.
He's 100% professional forward. Who are they? Luke Bruce, Brad Close.
Jack Ginnivan, he's a goal kicker.
Is he there already?
Yeah, I reckon he's just awesome. Professional goal kicker.
We should do a professional forward pyramid.
Jamie Elliott, maybe. Bit iffy.
I suppose he gets paid to be a forward. I could be wrong here. If we got a debutant in the 100K, I'm not sure because I fucking love, I love bleeding new blood into the 100K. And we've missed Pricey because he's good at it. He bleeds a lot of youth, but I don't know if Max Holmes has ever been in the 100K.
No, he wouldn't have.
So welcome, Max. Give him applause. I absolutely love it. He's getting $1 million offers, they reckon.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So if you're getting paid $1 million to play footy, you have every right to be in the 100K. That's what I've just. I looked at his form last 5: 24, 23, 20, 25, 24 again. So he hasn't. That's not. It's where I went to school. That's not under 20.
No teens in there.
So that's just awesome. 20 from Max. I'm not asking too much of him. 80% his last 10, 100% his last 5. $1.24. Thanks very much, Max.
Beautiful. Give me Tom Hawkins for 2 at $1.73. Yep. We have to take this $1.73.
Didn't have a choice.
Have to. So he's gone 0-0 his last 2. But at the Gabba last week, it was wetter than a female West Coast supporter right now. So we'll give him a mulligan for that one. But I went and looked at his form at the venue. At the MCG, he's gone 4, 3, 8, and 2. His last 4 at the G.
Fuck, he loves it.
So 2 for $1.73. And he'll be playing on Jacob Wiedering, who got one of the all-time corkies last weekend.
Yes.
So it'll just be 2 brick shithouses standing next to each other. It'll be like a festival in the Geelong forward line. Just 2 Portaloos in the goal square for anyone that needs to take a piss. These blokes are fucking huge. They wouldn't be able to piss in Portaloos. They're too big. They're 2 big brick shouters that will just be standing next to each other talking about what's for dinner. So give me the big tomahawk for 2 at $1.73 and to go for a triple quarter pounder with a large Big Mac meal on the side after the game with Jacob Wiedering. Tom Hawkins 2.
If you had to swap your gas bottle for your barbie, you went down the swap and go cage, you'd see just little Hawkin fucking Wiedering. They're built like swap and goes, the boys. Charlie Curnow, Jev.
These folks are gun.
It's actually fucked. I've got a question for you. I'm not sure if this is a real or not, but I'm going to ask the camera. Is Charlie Curnow underrated?
He nearly is.
I honestly think he might be. Obviously, a Blue supporter, sometimes you're a bit hesitant when it's your own player, but I think it's because he's slim. He's a bit slimmer built, a bit more agile. He's taking some marks you don't expect him to take.
Yeah,
he has such strong hands. He's so good. I don't know if he's got to raise in the pyramid because I'm not sure who I'd bring down.
Yep.
But he's so fucking good. He's kicked 16 goals, has not gone under 2 goals all year in a game. So that's the form we're looking for. Last 2 times he's played the Cats, he kicked 3 goals and 5 goals. No Tom Stewart this week. So $1.38 I'm getting for this. Give it to me every day of the week. Dust will be proud.
Like $1.38. Like last week, he had 0 goals 4.
Yep.
And you think like it's just not his day. He's not going to kick 2. Then he kicks 3 in 5 minutes. Changes the game. Basically wins the game in 5 minutes of his own boot. Like he's just a fucking gun. $1.38 is just golden.
Awesome.
That's it for me.
Yeah, it for me. Saturday night, Fremantle. This could be a bit of a doggies breakfast. Fremantle versus Western Bulldogs over there, Jeff.
Will you be watching this game?
No, I'll have had about 8 better beers.
All right, give me Caleb Sarong 25 at $1.20. Ooh, Caleb would be angry. Harley Reid walked into his house last week, laid on the couch, laid right in Caleb's spot, put his feet on the couch, got Andrew Brayshaw to chuck a movie on for him and grab him a blanket, then got Nat Five to make him a sandwich. Then when he got a little tired, he got up and went and slept in Caleb Sarong's bed. Harley Reid embarrassed the Fremantle Dockers last week. All 3 of these blokes should be that fired up. If Caleb Sarong isn't fired up for what the new Prince of Perth did to him last week, then nothing will fire this bloke up. Yep. He's 100% his last 10 games of AFL for over 25 touches. He could be getting 35s, 40s this week. He should have a B up his ass. He should be that fired up. So give me Caleb Sarong 25, Lou.
And I should add that as well, Jeff. I said before that I've got some sources in the Carlton rooms. I've also got some sources in the West Coast rooms. And apparently the sandwich that Nat Fife made him was a pastrami sandwich, and the movie they put on was Nicole Aniston highlights. So it would have been an awesome watch.
Great flick.
Jeff, give me Cody Waitman $1.20. This is all time. You think what 15 touches? No, 10 touches. Just 1 goal. That's all I need from 1 goal. So we've talked about the Freo footy that they play, that highly contested footy. They bring you down to their level. It's pretty ugly footy. We bet on the under last week, and that cashed, and rightfully so. So as I said, I don't want to bet on too many multiple goal scorers, and we haven't. You've got another goal scorer, but only to kick 1. $1.20. His last 5, he's kicked 3. He had a week off, kicked nothing. 2, 2, 6. He kicked 3 1/4 last week, then didn't touch the footy afterwards. But the job was done, Jeff. So I just love this $1.20 just for 1. Love it.
Love it. Give me Marcus Bontempelli goal.
Yep.
Anytime goal scorer at $1.39. The Bont. His goal kicking form has been underrated this season, Lou. He's kicked a goal in 5 of his 6 games this year. He's had 2 games where he's kicked 3. He's just such a fucking gun.
Under the radar.
And I reckon it's like he's got Libba, he's got Treloar in there, he's got Bailey Dale, he's got Jack McRae. He's got a few more guys that are the possession getters, the clearance players. And now he's like the cream on top. He's a bit more the dusty, the centre forward, like go where the game needs to be won. So you see him a bit more centre forward. He's more in the goal square, kick snags. Like he's just a star right up there on my pyramid. He's one of the best players I've ever seen. So give me the Bont for a snag.
Little side tag, and tune in this year because last year we went live Brownlow night and we couldn't believe the amount of viewers we got. But how interesting is this going to be? Because we've been asking for Bont to get some help for so long. So does he finally have the help, and is he going into that more? He was always a match winner, but is he now kicking the 3 goals like Harley Reid on the weekend, 3 and 19 club? Welcome.
So you remember like Chris Judd's Brownlow vote today? Everyone used to joke 3 votes C Judd. So Norton's kicked 6 on the weekend. Bailey Dale's had 39, but Bont's had like 18 and kicked 3. Like. Is he at the stage now he still gets 3 votes for that game? Because he's just that good.
Well, I just cannot
What
wait.
he touches just turns to gold. So, yeah, we'll see how Bont's Brownlow. I would love to know what people think of Bont's Brownlow run this year.
Can't wait to tune in Brownlow
Hey,
night.
he's not in the multi, but wasn't Aaron Norton gold last week?
Golden. We celebrating the smalls, but as the talls, kick 6, Waitman with 3. But he was golden. It brings up, Jeff, it makes me think of a segment called Gold Rush. The most lucrative segment in sports, Jeff. The bets we weren't on but wish we were. Got a fucking ripper actually for you. 25 disposals. Jade Gresham had 26. Paid $26 for that.
Unbelievable.
Darcy Wilmot, Jared Berry, they both had 25. $8 for Darcy Wilmot, $6.50 for Jared Berry.
Nice.
So good odds. Probably should have had that. Connor Nash, 32, $12. This is for 30 disposals, sorry. Joe Anderson had 30 disposals, had 31 actually, $7.50. Georgie Hewitt, usually a little bit of a tagger, had 31 himself, $5.50.
550's nice.
35 disposals. Bailey Dale, as you mentioned, back from the 2s, 21-1. You could have got for 35. He had 39. And then Fock, father of Coda, Paddy Cripps, had 39. Did he kick a snag? Not sure. It doesn't
But
matter.
He got 4 Brownlow votes,
He
I can
did,
tell
so
you
he
that.
didn't need the snag. $13 you could have got for 35. So that's a pretty good, decent bet. 1 goal. Onto the goals. Jack Buckley, he kicked the goal. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't. He paid.
We were at the game.
I know. He paid $8 for any time. Brody Grundy kicked his first for the Swans at $6, and then Brandon Parfit. I had a look. I thought, should he be in the multi? Look at his Look at his recent history. That's his first in a while. Let me tell you. Carl Amon for 2 goals now. 21-1. Carl Amon just kicked the 2. $19. Dane Zorko. He kicked 2 goals. Unbelievable. Lloyd Meek, wasn't he? Athletic Lloyd Meek. 15-1. He kicked for
Meek.
He paid for 2 goals. I'm butchering this. Tom de Koning for 3 had $51 you could have got for him.
That's so nice.
Chuck Kelly gave old Blakey Akers a little bit of a bath on the wing. 14-1 you could have got for 3. Marcus Bontempelli, as he just spoke about, $12. Is that low for Bont? Just shows how good he is.
Shows how good he is.
4 goals. You celebrated him. Joel Amati, he kicked 4 at 14-1.
I'd have sliced that.
Dylan Moore in the embarrassment that was at the Igloo. Jeez, it's cold in there, Jeff. 12-1. But then finally, as you spoke about, one of my favourite Gold Rush legs of the year, Aaron Norton for 6 at 67-1. And I spoke about this in the pre-game. We probably should have seen this coming. I mean,
Definitely.
Those Saints supporters, they talk about the Cal Wilkies of the world.
Like
You've got
Australian keeper.
Nas, like pretty good defence.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
he's
know.
kicked 6.
Waiting to
One
kick
you
3.
didn't have on there because it isn't on your thing,
Yes,
but
this.
we got a DM Sunday morning. Some bloke on Bet365 had $10 on Harley Reid to kick 3. Bet365 was the only one.
Full credit.
81-1 for Harley Reid to kick 3.
Jackpot.
He had $10, $810 in his pocket. How nice is that? So
More
good on that bloke.
chilies. Will that make the show?
Yes.
So, moving on, Jeff. Sunday Arvo. I only got 2 games. As I said, I only got the 5 games to work with this Anzac weekend. Gold Coast, West Coast, up at Sweatsville, Jeff. It'll be humid up there. Who do you like?
At the bank, Heritage Bank. So let me take the listeners behind the curtain
Please.
of the 100K just quickly. So we had Harley Reid for 15 and a snag in this
we've done
multi.
one club.
And we were so excited. And as we put the bet on, Tom Morris, a bit of a Tom bomb. Tweets on Twitter, West Coast is resting Harley Reid this week. No injuries, just managed. Will be confirmed later in the week when the Eagles announce their teams for Sunday. So the rumour coming out is they can't take Harley Reid to Gold Coast because he will fuck the joint dry. He's that hot, the bloke. So no, anyway, so we're going to take Harley Reid out, fudge a few legs. So give me Matt Rao for 20 and $1.26. I wrote my notes here. He has to love the challenge against the new number 1 pick, but Harley Reid's not playing. But at Heritage Bank, Matt Rao's a very good player. He's had 100%. He's 100% for 20 touches at home at Heritage Bank Stadium this year. He's had over 20 touches these last 9 AFL games. He had a bit of a shocker against the Swans last week.
Yeah, okay.
I reckon
Challenged.
he'll some tough tape this week.
Oh,
some tough tape.
Nothing wrong with some tough tape. And also, as I said, my sources at West Coast, just the first bloke ever to be omitted with a sore knob. So, rest up, Harls.
Do that in a derby and the world is your hand job.
Bring back a game, Jev. Haven't had it in a while. Who am I?
Oh, I love Who Am I?
This is funny if you know the backstory, but I've kicked 4 goals in 3 games, kicking 1 in each of them. I've gone from 100K to 200K in value of Supercoach in 1 week. I'm 189 centimetres from Werribee. My mates call me the Hog and my dad calls me Son.
Oh, God. It's got to be a bloody good player.
Oh, yeah.
It has to be. It'd have to be some veteran from West Coast like
Garrick.
Rose Garrick, or Quinton Lynch, maybe?
That's a good one. I'm Sam Closey.
Sam Closey, the Hog.
Son.
The
clothesline. This
clothesline's
bloke's awesome.
good.
His last 3, he's 1, 2, 1. Just provides a target up forward, Jeff. You've heard me speak about Josh Kelly gets to contests.
Yeah.
So if you get to contests, you're a good person to bet on because you get touches. This bloke is just providing a target. Invariably, Jeff.
He's probably the second best. He's probably second in the Rising Star, only behind Harley Reid right now. He's a good player.
So there's the wrap. And I listen to Kingy early in the week. He thinks Ben King might be sneaking back.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, and I've said that to you for a while, that the Gold Coast Suns need a centre-half back, and he just thinks he likes him down centre-half
They
back.
say nothing stands out more than an uncompetitive big man, and Ben King can be uncompetitive at times. But remember when we saw him against Sam Taylor at GWS? He was fucking great. So, anyway.
He has flashes. I think he still kicked the 14 goals, but apparently he's the second most targeted forward in the comp, and he's only given the return of 14, I think.
Yep.
So there's the stat. $1.37. So we went the unicorn last week. We've moved on from him. I mean, he got subbed out, but we'll just like to see him do it, and then we'll bring him back next week. But give me the hog, give me Sun, the clothesline. $1.37 for any time.
Give me Elliot Yeo 20 touches at $1.17.
Yep.
This bloke is 100% in all Australian form, and I'm fucking happy for him.
Yep.
He's fit, he's healthy, and he's flying, and that's what we love.
That's for sure.
He's had over 25 touches his last 5 games, and I've only got him for 20 in here, so just give me Elliot Yeo over 20.
Yep.
Won the best on ground medal, probably stole it from Harley Reid a little, so yeah, you?
Love it. And you had that last week and it cashed.
It cashed.
Give me Tony Lockett. I mean, Jake Waterman. Dude,
the mud flap.
The mud flap. His neck has not seen a UV ray since 03, Jev. It's unbelievable. It does not move.
It's got so thick.
It's fucking got liquid nails in it or something. What's the product he's using?
I reckon, like the old bowl cut.
Yeah.
Like you take a bowl to your barber to get a bowl cut. They take a Legionnaire to his barber and just cut around the Legionnaire. He just walks in wearing a Legionnaire. They just trace it and he walks out. You heard of a voice? You done it again, fellas. He's a walking Legionnaire hat.
That's awesome. I've written down how good's the mud flap, Jev. Just good for footy, really. What I did write down, this is the key. It's honestly hard to imagine him not kicking more than 4 at the moment.
He's how on fire.
Tony Lockett style. Honestly, he's just getting some silver service, which he hasn't got. Like, who could have even imagined this? He kicked 5 last week, 6 the week before. So he's honestly... He's on track to break Buddy's record. That's what we're talking. If I'm going off the last 2 weeks, 5 and 6, it's awesome. What did Buddy kick? 3 goals a game.
Yeah.
Well, this is 5 and 6. So
beautiful.
Love your Waterman. Just didn't even say the odds, but $1.64. I reckon that's
for
pretty
2.
good. Yeah,
$1.64.
I thought that was awesome.
Gold Coast backline has a few questions about it.
Yeah, Sam Flanders,
Jack Lukosius,
midfielder.
If you get a look at them,
yeah,
beautiful.
So that's a good bet.
Give me Noah Anderson 25 at $1.34.
Yeah, this is great.
The Gold Coast Suns are 2 different teams, home and away, Lou. Yep. At home at Heritage Bank Stadium, they're 3-0. Away from home, they're 0-3 this year.
Yeah, right.
At home, Noah Anderson has had 25, 35 and 36 in his 3 games. He loves the greasy conditions and his greasy hair. Rumour has it he washes his hair with WD-40. So give me Noah for 25 at $1.34, Lou.
Jeez, we have our finger on the pulse at the moment. The rumours, the sources. Give me Jimmy Cripps anytime. This is...
Jimmy.
You talk about professional forwards.
Just footballers.
We've spoken about it. Brad Close, professional forward. Luke Bruce, professional forward. You said Jamie Elliott. I'm not sure he's...
I think Jack Ginnivan's a professional finisher at goal.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, they all get paid to kick snags.
Yeah,
so
and he kicks them.
More than us. We're doing this for free. But this is actually fucked, Jev. Harley Reid out. It hurts much. It hurts so much, sorry. But this bloke's 100% of his last 5, 90% his last 10. So the form is there.
He just kicks one.
He's kicked one each of the last time they played the Suns last year. He's kicked one in the last 3 times they've played. I wrote down he's kicked one the last 3 times they played at Optus.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's good to know he's good at home. Let's see if he can take it up north.
Nah, he'll kick one.
Nah, for sure. Professional forward and professional betting from me.
Beautiful.
Anything else from you?
Nah, that's it for me for that game.
Now, we didn't even speak about this in the pregame, Jeff, but I felt in my loins that you were like a witch over their cauldron, just cooking, manoeuvring. It is Hawthorn versus Sydney at the MCG. You probably won't be there because you'll be hungover as 10 men.
100% I'm going to be there.
Are you actually?
Absolutely. I don't miss the Swans playing in Melbourne.
That is awesome. How do you want to do this?
You go first. Let me turn the stove on.
I love it.
Let me whip up the condiment and let me cook in a minute.
I couldn't love that anymore. So I've just got 2 Hawthorn legs because I knew you would not go near the Surrey Hawks, but I had to because the numbers are there. Give me, number 1, the professional forward, new professional forward, Jack Ginnivan anytime.
Yes.
Just one, $1.38. Can you give me that from the Swans?
Yes.
Surely. Absolutely love this bloke. We all do. You, me, Das, we love this bloke. He's just
love the way he goes about it.
Unapologetically him. There's a lot of interviews he's done which haven't really hit the mainstream, and he's awesome to listen to.
He's everything Josh Rochelle is supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean, we should be said though, I've loved what Rochelle has done. You see the last 2 days, he's come out, he's owned it. He said
he wasn't brave enough.
Should he stop celebrating? No, because that's him. I love that. I just hope he goes to work and it only takes 1 or 2 courageous acts and he'll be back, Rochelle.
He's just got to keep his confidence like Ginnivan does. Jackin would never lose confidence.
100%. I mean, and he does duck. He was ducking his head, but he also gets his head fucking ripped off.
Yeah, and he fucking puts his head over it.
Yep.
Works hard, good football.
Big final.
Give himself a chance.
So he's 100% his last 4. He's kicked 1, 2, 1, 2. And I think we've cashed on both of those twos, Jeff. You've had that in the multi. $1.38 is all I'm asking for. A bloke that's kicked 6 in 4 weeks. So good leg. Final leg from me. A bloke I've been watching since round 1. We went to Essendon and Hawthorn. And Jarman or Yarman?
Darren Jarman.
Yana Pittman was a J. Jarman Impey for 15 at $1.28.
Yep.
I've just loved. He's a mover and a shaker. This bloke, Jeff, just shucking and jiving, yin and yang. And how's this performed though, Jeff? This is actually fucked. And I can't believe we haven't bet on this before because I've only just looked at it now. 15, 100% its last 5. 18, 15, 23, 15, 22. I'll give it to you quick. For 15, he's 100% on his last 14, Jeff. He's dating back to round 17 last year against the WS. He's at 15. So I don't know how we've let that slip. Plays a pretty versatile role for the Hawks. He's everywhere, really. 100% his last 14. I'm gifted with this $1.28. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, you just take it.
Yeah, so that's all.
You're getting some good legs.
That's all from me. I don't know how you want to do this, but just unload, cook, Jamie Oliver style.
All right, let me cook.
Please.
Let me cook. Heaney won, Chad Warner won, Sam Wicks won. They all kicked 1 last week. They've all kicked 1 4 of the last 5. I reckon they'll think about putting Finn McGuinness to Isaac Heaney.
Yep.
So he'll take him to the slaughterhouse
and
he'll give him a bath forward. So give me Isaac Heaney for 1. That's the Brownlow medalist for 1. Chad Warner for 1. Sam Wicks for 1.
They share a misses, do they not?
Next, Tom Papley has gone back to being a true full forward, small forward. He's kicking 2. Tom Papley for 2. And Logan McDonald is kicking 2.
Yes.
Logan's last 5. 2, 2, 3, 1, and 4.
Yep. Right.
He's kicked 3 and 4 at his 2 games at the MCG this year against Collingwood and Richmond.
Yep.
I was at them both.
Yes.
So Logan and Papley 2. Next, Errol 25, Chad 20, Blakey 20, James Rowbottom 15. All 4 of these legs are at least 4 out of their last 5. I watch the Swans like they're my 22 sons.
Yep.
This fucking hits. Let me go again.
Please.
Heaney 1, Chad 1, Sam Wicks 1, Papley 2, Logan McDonald 2, Errol 25, Chad 25, Chad 20, Blakey 20, James Rowbottom 15. Take it to the bank. This is going to win us 100K and I'll fucking be there on Sunday. Up the Bloods.
I fucking think that's so awesome, Jeff. You've set a record, 9 legs in one game.
All Swans.
Off your own boot. All Swans off your own boot. That's a fucking...
Let me cook.
Let's quickly, we can cut this, but that pays 51.30.
That multi.
51.30.
Gobble it up.
Did we hit a $23 one last week? No, we missed out by 1. Was Ethan Reed the unicorn,
ethos.
but nearly cashed in a 23 in the late. So there is value to be had in the late games, Jeb,
Absolutely.
especially with the Swans in it. So that's the multi, Jeb. Do you want me to read it out to you?
I would love you to.
So as we say, $10.69. So if you could just grab a dinner for 2 incensed from your nana's drawer, but just another crisp $10.
She's had a few of those.
Oh, Jesus. As we talk about 2 prongers. Righto. North Adelaide, Taylor Walker for 2 down in Hobart. We've got Max Holmes for 20, Jeremy Cameron for 15, Kerno for 2, Hawkins for 2, Brad Close for 1, and Matt Owies for 1.
Come on.
Sorto. Caleb Sarong 25, Cody Waitman for 1, Marcus Bontempelli for 1.
Come on.
That's Saturday night. Rounds us out into Sunday. Rao for 20, Elliot Yeo for 20, Jake Waterman, Tony Lockett for 2, Sam Closey, the Sun for 1, Noah Anderson for 25, and Jimmy Cripps for 1.
Great betting.
Into a final blockbuster,
Come
11
on.
legs, same gamer at 51.30 in its own right. Logan McDonald for 2, Tom Papley for 2, Heaney, Warner, and Wixie for 1. They share a Mrs. Jeb. Errol Goulden 25, Chad Warner 20, Nick Blakey 20, Jimmy Rowbottom 15, Jack Ginnivan, the newly labelled professional forward for 1, and Yarman Impey for 15 disposal, Jeb. $10.69, and you get back $100,086.36.
Oh, come on.
That's fucking awesome.
That's got to be the one.
Jeez, we put some work in here, Jeff.
Oh, have we what?
We're edging into our 5th hour on this Tuesday night. But to find winners
Hey, we found them.
We found some winners. We found some winners last week. We've done it again.
This is going to go fucking close.
This is fucking awesome.
Come on.
I usually turn the camera off, but we'll do it here quickly. I reckon Blues win by 13. So I reckon reasonably comfortably in a 13-point win.
How many does Charlie, Hawkins, Mackay, and Cameron combine for? I'll go 10.
Yeah, I was going to say 11.
Yeah, come on. That's a heap. That's a
11.
heap of snags. That'll be awesome if that happens. Swans beat the Hawks by... What's the line? Give me the line.
Yeah, have a look at the line.
What is the line? What do sports bet
Line's
think?
18.5.
18? It's only 8.5. Oh my God, take the line.
Where's the decimal?
They're $1.36 head to head, then 18.5 for $1.90. Take that. What can I get for 40 plus? $3.40.
Yep.
Give me all of that. The Swans win by the line. $1.80 for 18.5. Take that.
$1.90 if you're feeling fruit.
$1.90.
Yep.
Yeah, gobble that up. We will beat them by about 40 points.
Hell of a show. The two-pronger. Das is back next week. Thank fuck. Is this a good show, Jev?
Yeah, I hope so. Chili, baby back ribs.
Ribs. I'm going to say stars.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.